everyone. I'm Tina from Vibrant Travel. Tell you a little bit quickly about Vibrant Travel. We research, plan, and book vacations for groups and individuals. We love going to unique places like Ireland. And so if I can ask everyone to go ahead and mute their microphone, then we can go ahead and get started. So we'll talk about the Spirit of Ireland tour. This is happening in May of 2022, and we are leading this. So this trip is already established. We have 8 seats left. So quick rundown of the trip. We will stay in the Republic of Ireland. We'll go to Dublin. We will go to Johnstown, Glendalough, Waterford, Blarney Castle, Ring of Kerry, Cliffs of Moher, Arigna mining experience, Slane Castle and Distillery, the sheepdog demonstration, and we will listen to traditional music in a pub in Dublin. So you will notice that unless you do a pre-night, you'll only have 1 night in Dublin, but I planned it so that most of our stays would be 2 nights, so we have a little rest time in the hotels. There is an optional pre-tour if you want to come in 1 or more nights early. This will be in Dublin. The time is on your own, but I will be organizing some tours, so you're welcome to come with us. And we will spend some time in Dublin. You can see the museums. They have tons of museums, try out some pubs and restaurants. And there are quite a few walking tours also. And you can go to the park and see Oscar Wilde, the statue right to the right side of the screen. And some other options while you're in Dublin. Epic, which is a museum. It has won a variety of awards. Bottom left, you'll see Grafton Street, famous street. And to the right, the Brazen Head Pub, which is the oldest pub in Dublin, in Ireland, possibly, and definitely in Dublin. So go there if you like gin and tonic. They have a great one. So I always recommend stopping by there. I will stop by there. They have a great beef stew also. So some other options for you, things to think about. Guinness Storehouse. Must see when you're in Dublin. At the bottom, you'll notice that's me to the left, my face in a pint of Guinness. Teeling Distillery, Jameson Distillery. Jameson's great. If you want to hear about Jameson Distillery, pop over to my website. I have something on my website there that talks about the tour, and I have some photos inside, what have you. Same thing with Guinness, actually. Trinity College is to the right. That's the library, and the Book of Kells, which is an ancient manuscript. In the take an afternoon tour of Malahide Castle and Howth. Howth is known for their seafood. Dublin, you can, again, talked about the walking tours. They have a walking tour with a food historian. You can take a pub tour with a literary pub tour, a foodie tour, all kinds of walking tours. It's a very walkable city. So the guided tour begins day 1 at 2 in the afternoon. So if you come in that morning, I don't recommend doing that, but if you do, you have until 2 o'clock to get on the guided tour. It's a panoramic tour of Dublin with a local guide. We always have local guides, so you get to hear the story right from someone that's from that area. We'll go to the GPO Museum, that stands for the General Post Office. It's one of Ireland's most historic buildings, and you'll learn all about why while we're there. We'll have a welcome drink actually at GPO, and then we get to explore it on our own. And then we'll have dinner on our own tonight. So I'll be making recommendations on where we can go for dinner, or you can stay in the hotel and rest if that's what you'd like to do, or try some of the local pubs nearby. So just some sights in Dublin. The left is Christ Church, well known, everyone wants to see Christ Church. The Halfpenny Bridge. One of the tours we're taking is a mining experience, and the Halfpenny Bridge is made from some of the metals that came from that mine. Brazen Head again, that's me in front of the Brazen Head. And GPO, so that's the museum where we will be, the GPO museum, as part of the actual tour. So day 2, Glendalough. Glendalough is amazing. We will go to Glendalough in Johnstown. Glendalough is a monastic site founded by the monks of St. Kevin. St. Kevin is said to be buried there, although there are a few other cities that claim the same thing. What you're seeing on the screen to the right is actually called St. Kevin's Kitchen. There are other ruins there, a tower that's really amazing and has a wonderful story behind it. I don't want to spoil the stories because it's wonderful to hear them talk about the history. And there's a cathedral as well, which has roughly 3 sides left, but it's really beautiful. I have a photo, I think, in here. Then we'll move on to Wexford and Johnstown Castle. Johnstown Castle is a Gothic revival castle. We will tour the castle and the gardens, and we will have dinner tonight as a group. Generally, our dinners are in the hotels, but sometimes they'll be in a different place, and I'll note that if they're in a special place. Pro tip, when you're at Glendalough, make sure you go past this building that you see in front of you, and there's a path behind there. Make a right, go all the way down to the lake. The views are absolutely stunning. What you'll see is the Wicklow Mountains towering above you, and this wonderful lake at the bottom, and with on a still day, you'll see a reflection in the lake. It's just really beautiful. And of course, you'll see fields and fields of fern, all of those beautiful, vibrant green colors that Ireland is known for. So this is just part of the drive. So you'll see, this is what you'll see a lot once you leave Dublin and you're away from the city. So it's just stunningly beautiful. The bottom left, that is the cathedral that I mentioned earlier in Glendalough, and the bottom right is Johnstown Castle. So we'll be visiting there as well as the gardens. So day 3, one of my favorites. If you want to learn about Blarney Castle, I also have a description on the website, and there's a video of me kissing the Blarney Stone. So if you dare, you're welcome to look at it. Today we'll go to House of Waterford Crystal and Blarney Castle. We will leave Wexford, which is where Johnstown Castle is, and head over to Waterford. Visit the House of Waterford. I have photos that I'll show you in a moment. It's just amazing. And if you would like to kiss the Blarney Stone and gain the gift of eloquence, just want to let you know, if you can follow my little cursor, it's right up there. So you're going to walk up the small set of spiral staircase. When I say small, the stairs are very small. And it's a little tight. Sometimes you'll be holding onto a rope. Sometimes you'll be holding onto a rail. It's actually not too bad climbing all the way up there. It looks pretty high, but I was surprised it's not as bad as it looks. And you'll come down the same way, except on the other side of the castle. And help yourself. They do clean it. He sits there with a spray bottle after each person. So, if you want to bring some wipes, you can do that too. It's really, really fun, once in a lifetime experience. I recommend doing it if you feel comfortable. There are so many gardens here, and most people miss the bulk of them. So I'll give you a heads up now to go ahead and follow the map and try to see some of the gardens, depending on how much time we have there after you kiss the Blarney Stone. There's some caves too, and waterfalls. So after Blarney Castle, we'll go to Killarney, and we'll dine with the group in the hotel tonight. Killarney is one of my favorites. So another view, on the left-hand side, you'll see Blarney on the top and on the bottom, different views. The view from the top of Blarney Castle is amazing, and you'll be able to eat there too. There's a little spot you can grab a sandwich. And that's me at the left kissing the Blarney Stone. To the right is Waterford. And you can see that glass, that red glow is actually molten glass that he just took out of the oven behind him. You'll see them blowing the glass. You'll hear all about how they etch the glass. Really great tour. And you'll, of course, end up in the gift shop, Waterford Crystal gift shop. They have everything there that you might want to purchase. So now we're moving to, we're still in Killarney, but we're going to take the Ring of Kerry route. It's a stunningly beautiful route. It's well known for its views. And I have more pictures of that I'll show you in just a moment. We will also go to Connemara. Now we'll take a jaunting car ride through Killarney National Park, really fun. A jaunting car is like a horse-drawn carriage. And we will see Ross Castle, which is in the park, or at least you can see it from the park. We will go to Ross Castle for views of Loch Lean. And just heads up for anyone interested in haunted things, Ross Castle is supposed to be one of the top 10 haunted castles in Ireland. The Ring of Kerry, as I mentioned, is a famous scenic drive, beautiful. We'll stop at the Gap of Dunlow for photographs, also beautiful. We will have lunch in the charming town of Connemara and return to Killarney, where we'll enjoy the rest of the day and the evening at leisure. I have lots of recommendations for Killarney because I love Killarney. If you love charcuterie, by the way, there's a little restaurant there called Lauren's. Amazing. I could not finish it. It was so big. I wish they had told me you could feed more than one person with it, but it was really worth it. Very good. They're also known for their lamb there. So of course, you see sheep everywhere. And there is a restaurant that's known for that as well. You'll also have lots of cute little shops with woolens and all sorts of, if you want to pick up a scarf while you're there, really great. So this, again, on the top is Ring of Kerry. It was cloudy the day I was there, of course, but the sun came out later. So what you'll find in Ireland is the weather changes a lot. It does rain a lot. The month that will be there is the second driest month. So we have a good chance of some sunshine. The entire time I was there, it rained, but we also had sunshine every day. So it's sort of a mix, kind of like here in Florida. And yes, the bottom left, the sheep do cross the road and they do hold up traffic sometimes. I was in the back of the bus taking pictures and could not get to the front fast enough to get all of them in the middle of the street, but you can see that they were that they were crossing the street. And to the right-hand side is the jaunting car. And that happens to be the one I took. So I can't remember the name of the horse, but they'll tell you all that information as well. Really fun. I actually have a video on my website of it moving. This is a stop that we'll make to take photos. It's the Gap of Dunlow. It's beautiful. You can't really tell because it was a little bit cloudy that day. You see the mist coming down, but it's just stunningly beautiful. I have others. It doesn't really fit on the slide very well. Little pub, bistro, the cafe, it says all of them on there, that you pass everywhere. This is what you see everywhere. To the right, the reason I put that, it's also Ring of Kerry, but I wanted you to see the color of the water. It is sort of a greenish color, just beautiful. You expect that in more tropical locations, but it's just beautiful. And then day 5, the Cliffs of Moher and Kilronan Castle, which is where we'll be staying. The Cliffs of Moher stand roughly 700, I think it's 702, but don't quote me, feet above the sea. Just stunningly beautiful. I hope this sort of gives you an idea of just how tall they are. And that is O'Brien's Tower. When we go to Cliffs of Moher, we will go over to O'Brien's Tower. I have a video on my website also explaining the route you take and things you see, as well as a variety of photos of Cliffs of Moher and some recommendations on maneuvering it. You can go on both sides of it. You can go to the O'Brien's Tower. I highly recommend you go to the top of the tower to get really great shots. There might be a long line. When I was there was a line. I wish I had done it anyway, but I didn't. So next time in May when we go, I will go up in that tower and get some really great shots. So after that, we move on to Kilronan Castle, which is an 18th century castle. It's been in the same family for 3 centuries. And it's a beautiful castle. We will dine with the group in the castle that night. It is fine dining that night. The next night we'll still be in the castle, but we'll be on our own. So we can either go somewhere or if we enjoy the food, stay another night, which I'm sure we will. So this is the iconic picture of the cliffs of Moher. You can see just how stunning it is. And I have to tell you, the rainbows here are amazing. The rainbows in Ireland in general are amazing. But here you'll see, I don't have it in the slides, but it is on my website, the most stunning rainbow right across the water below O'Brien's Tower. Just really beautiful. And what you'll notice here is the sun is shining. Well, when I got there, the sun was not shining. It was a little misty and it was beautiful too. But so, as I say, the weather changes there very quickly. The bottom, I think it's called Bronmore. Don't quote me on that. The little stone off to the left underneath O'Brien's Tower. And that's also a famous view. So if you look to the right, that's where we're staying. That is the Kilronen Castle. So I'm really very excited about that stay there. And really the price on this tour with 2 nights in a castle is amazing. I cannot believe I got this price. So day 6, Arigna mining experience. I mentioned early on the Halfpenny Bridge has some of the metal from the Arigna mine. So I have a really quick video I'll try and show you. I'm not sure how well it'll work, but I'm going to try and show it to you. So we'll also go to Sligo and we'll see the sheepdog demonstration. The Arigna mining experience, we will learn about miners in Ireland. We'll visit Sligo, known for its literary and cultural heritage, and take some free time to explore Sligo. We will visit a traditional family-owned farm, and that's where we'll have this sheepdog demonstration. You can't see the sheepdog, he's behind the sheep right here. He's herding them. Ben Bulben, which I have a picture of, is a famous mountain that has sort of it has a flat top, and it's said to have inspired William Butler Yeats. We will watch this demonstration and how they herd the flock and how they separate the sheep. And then we'll go back to the castle for the evening. The interesting thing about Ben Bulben, which I will show you here, this is Ben Bulben. You can't actually see the top of it because a cloud is sitting here, but it's flat. And the interesting thing is that the sheep actually live up there. And then when it's time for them to be sheared or time for them to come back down, they send the dogs up there and the dogs will herd them back down off the mountain. So it's very cool. You'll also notice the different colors. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll notice different, like a spot, a pink spot on the sheep. And that's how they identify the sheep from other sheep. Some will have a letter with the paint or what have you, and they all have different colors, and it's really quite interesting. This is a shot at the bottom right of the mine. And we will don hard hats and actually go down into the mine if you don't want to, if you don't like, it's not really a tight space, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, obviously you don't have to, but really interesting. And I don't know if you'll hear anything, and if you can't, that's okay, but you get to see a little bit about the mine. So I'm gonna play this quickly.
Travel back in time to discover the colourful heritage of mining in Ireland at Arigna Mines.
The first thing that was mined here was iron ore in the 1600s. And some of the iron from it was used to make the Halfpenny Bridge in Dublin, railway lines and various things like that.
Journey through the rich history of mining in the Arigna Valley, through the stories of our expert guides. This unique tour gives an insight into the almost unknown life of an Irish miner.
You put in 3 or 4 sticks of gelignite.
After your tour, enjoy a homemade lunch in our spacious restaurant with views of the stunning Loch Allen. Or delve into our archive of historical tools, documents and photos, which preserve the characters and fortunes of the mine. Visit arignaminingexperience.ie to book your tour today.
Okay, so get rid of this. There we go. So day 7, we're now at Slane Castle and Slane Distillery, and then we're heading back to Dublin for an Irish night celebration. So first of all, Slane Castle is actually a setting for some legendary rock concerts by world famous artists. So think of people like U2, like Queen, all of these famous artists have been to, not all of these, but have been to this, this site for rock concerts. You'll see pictures online of it, just really amazing. And then we will go to the distillery. So we will have a tour and a tasting of the triple casked whiskey. The interesting thing about this distillery is that their goal is to create the most environmentally friendly distillery in the world. So we'll learn all about that goal and what they're doing to get there. So fun. And then we head back to Dublin for an evening of traditional Irish music, song, and dance, with dinner at the Abbey Tavern. So the Abbey Tavern is a famous tavern in Dublin. So that will be really fun. So just to give you an idea of some of the food that we had on the last trip and likely to have for lunches anyway on this trip. So of course, your fish and chips. This is either a seafood or a meat pie. I don't recall which one. And then this is side by side. They're really into cider. It's not all about Guinness, although Guinness is a big deal, but they're all about cider, and they have an alcoholic cider and a non-alcoholic cider. So I had those two side by side at one of the restaurants. This particular restaurant, I may have this on my website, I'm not sure, but this particular restaurant, a woman actually sang a song to us about, it's about something that happened in Irish history. It's really sad, but it was amazingly beautiful. This woman had such an amazing voice. It really brought a lot of us to tears. So great experiences. And then we're back in Dublin. Now the tour ends after breakfast. So you will have a hot breakfast every day. It's not what it's not going to be a toast, what have you. You're going to actually have a hot breakfast. If you'd like to stay extra days, let me know. I can always plan that. This picture to the right is actually in the Docklands, and they're revitalizing the area. I actually stayed there last time. You'll have the beautiful buildings. You'll see HubSpot, Google, Facebook. They all have buildings down there. So really interesting what they're doing in this area of town. And again, very walkable. So some things you need to know about Ireland. First of all, it rains a lot. So please pack accordingly. I mentioned it rains, it's sunny. You can see this picture up here. I'm sure it was raining in the morning and sunny in the afternoon. It's an active adventure. You took a look at the mine. So you will be walking on uneven surfaces and pathways, so be aware. Excursions are included on the tour portion. So you won't be sold any optional tours while we're traveling. Unlike some of the other tour groups, you won't have that on this other than pre-nights. So because pre-nights are not part of the standard tour, I'll be able to provide you with recommendations. You can go to a website and click and get into a group, or we can just walk around. There are lots of options, but we always recommend buying tickets for museums and things like that well in advance. Because they do sell out, and right now, limited spacing. So what is included? Most of your meals are included. You'll have a hot breakfast every day, lunch and or dinner on almost every day. Once in a while, you might have just breakfast, but mostly you'll have you'll have most of your meals. There will be, the hotels are included. There are no extra fees at the hotel unless you order something in your room or what have you. Local guides are included. As I mentioned, we try to use local guides everywhere so that you get a feel for the real experience. Entry to listed attractions on the tour. So anything we mentioned that you're going to, it's included. And then transportation on the coach. So what's not included? Extra nights. So the pre-night packages, which I'll tell you about the pricing on that. Airfare is not included. We can book that for you, but we don't include it in the price, especially right now because airfare is a little off. We're waiting for the routes to open up completely again. And then personal expenses like souvenirs, some of the meals, gratuities. We will give you guidelines on gratuities, but they are not included. And then pre and post stay activities and tours. Okay, so you get a feel for the hotels. Now I will tell you, not all hotels in Europe have air conditioning. So what I do is I try to find the hotels that have the air conditioning and use those hotels. We are going at the beginning of May, so we should be fine. Anyway, Kilronan Castle, I was shocked they have air conditioning, honestly, because it is a castle, but it's a 4-star. They have air conditioning and free Wi-Fi. Grand Canal is the last hotel. It's the hotel we stay in before we go to the airport. So it does not have air conditioning. Normally they'll give you a fan, but it does have laundry facilities and free Wi-Fi. So the Ashling is the first hotel we'll stay in. It is a 4-star, has air conditioning, free Wi-Fi and laundry. So if you want to wash some clothes from the flight or from the day or two that we spend in Dublin, you can do that there. Clayton White's Hotel in Wexford, 4-star, air conditioning and free Wi-Fi. Killarney Towers Hotel, 4-star, air conditioning, free Wi-Fi and laundry facilities. Killarney is probably a really good place to use the laundry facilities. They are not included and there will be a charge, but might be a good time if you're trying to pack light. That's a good opportunity to have them do some laundry for you since it's in the middle, kind of the middle of the tour. From here, where do we go? If this is something that you want and you want to come with us, as I mentioned, we have 8 seats left. Just ask me for some information. I'm happy to send it to you, review it. I'll ask for your email address because I'll have you sign off on some documents. I'll need your information so that I can hold the room for you. And then you would pay the deposit to hold the space. As I mentioned, the deposit's $250 per person. And would be due by the 21st if you want to take advantage of the discount. So if you are not interested in this tour, but you'd love to go to Ireland, just let us know. We're happy to put together an information packet with a tour that covers the areas that you're interested in as well. So this is how you would reach me. www.vibranttravelco.com. That's our website. We're available there. You can reach me by email at tina@vibranttravelco.com or pick up the phone and give us a call at 407-517-4744. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Ireland is an amazing place, and if it's on your bucket list, we would love to help you get there. So give us a call if you're interested. And again, thank you so much for attending. We'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.